Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jarred. Hi.
I still hate you for
Hello.
doing that. Hi.
Is everyone recording?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I've done declared my
Wait,
piece.
I need to double check. Okay, yeah, no, I am. I'm good. You got me freaked out, Jess.
We were just discussing how this is the official halfway point for season 3.
Episode 6.
Wait, is it? Yes. Yeah, this is episode 6.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Well, it should be. I
Wow.
made the thumbnail the other day, so I hope I got it right.
Yeah, we all know what your maths is like, so.
Oh, it's, yeah, I'm English apparently as well.
Proofread everything.
Oh, we all knew that from season 1, mate.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we were just going, we always do like a pre-show like analytics rundown just so everyone knows where they stand, because each of us run a different portion of social media for the podcast. So if you're chatting with one of us on one of our social media accounts and you notice a lot of typos or misspellings, it's probably Ryan you're talking to.
Hi. Most likely going to be me.
No, but in all seriousness, we were going over the analytics pre-show just now, and I'm just so proud of this show this season, because like we've just blown this one out of the water. Like this has easily been, in terms of numbers and listeners and whatnot, this has been our best season so far. So
Thanks to you, people.
we want to thank you, the listeners, and our
Yes.
our cast, who has done so much diligent research over the past weeks for their respective topics. This has been awesome, and so much less stress on me.
We share the stress now. We're all going great from it.
I was already there, so.
This is yeah, so that's great. And I want to take a little selfish moment here to just literally no one listening cares about this or whatever, but it's very special to me. But my sister is turning 18 tomorrow, and I just want to say happy birthday to my sister. Happy birthday, Lexi. I love you.
Happy birthday, Lexi.
And
Happy birthday, girlfriend.
she's probably not ever gonna listen to this, but yeah, it's a big deal, 18, so I just wanted to put that out there. What else? What's new with you guys? What's going on?
Man,
No,
not a damn
nothing's
thing.
changed.
over here
Okay,
except for
I mean, what the fuck?
just panic attacks. Just panic attacks this way, my dudes. Honestly, my week has just been shit, and just one of the highlights that I know is it's eventually going to get to Saturday. I'm eventually going to get to, like, sit down, relax, talk with my friends. So I've been waiting for this all week. I'm ready.
Awesome.
Yeah. Brian, anything new with you, buddy?
Help!
Help!
It's not what we want to hear, mate.
Jess, I'm going to go ahead and out Ryan a little bit now. You walked away for a moment. I think you went to go refresh your drink, and just immediately as you got out of, like, a view shot, Ryan's all, "Hey, Dougie, do you want to take this week and then next week too?"
Yeah, he was going to hand me give me his notes to do his episode. And then I still had to do my episode next week.
I don't even want to call you a because are strong and durable and resilient, and like I'm just at a loss for insults
Ouch,
right
ouch,
now.
and ouch. I'm going to count that as 3 roasts, not just the one.
I just
No, I was saying help because I lost connection halfway through whatever Jess was saying beforehand, so I haven't heard anything for the past 3 minutes or so. So if I went quiet all of a sudden, it's because I didn't hear or see anything. That's why I was screaming out.
She just asked us how our week was going.
Oh, how the week's going? Oh,
Yeah, how's your week going? Help.
that just sums up the week, the month, the year. It's just summing it all up there. Nah, it's going alright, I guess. Ticking by, doing the norm. Yeah.
Why are you posing? You're like,
I'm getting comfy. Let a man be comfy.
maybe a spoiler
Fine.
alert or premature announcement, but we are researching possibly doing video in the future. No telling how long or when or if, but it is something that we're sampling the idea of.
It's
so.
in its birthing stages.
Ew.
That was a really bad choice
You
of
could,
words.
it's not exactly in the birthing stage. I would say conception.
Yeah,
Birthing
that's
means
See,
it's
I'm
happening.
Yeah, I'm not good with words. Ding.
My talkophobia, I'm very uncomfortable.
I'm just uncomfortable now in general.
Yeah, Ryan's still trying to find the right hole.
Dougie.
Oh my god.
Dougie, no.
Dougie, don't make me roast you on air too. Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
just do a roast Dougie counter, please. I can't
Dougie,
with
you better be
anymore.
careful. I feel bad roasting Dougie.
Yeah, you can't just
Oh, but
Look.
you have no qualms in roasting me.
No, have you seen you? Look at Dougie and his sweet little look at his sweet little face. And he's always so nice.
And then you hear that sweet little accent.
And you're just an asshole
You
who's
can't-
wrong all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
And you're young.
Like,
you
you're
can
just
take
so-
it. Just f***ing leave Dougie
You're
alone.
just so you're so confidently an asshole who's wrong all the time. You're like, I'm wrong and I'm proud of it.
I can't even. I don't even have a comeback to that because I'll still be wrong somehow. I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna sit here and.
I hope your family never listens to any more of this because they're gonna be like, why is that American girl so f***ing mean to you all the time?
Why do you hang around with?
And to Ryan's family listening, I say, he deserves it. You don't put up with the shit that I deal with from him on a daily basis.
No, that's
I
true,
love you.
actually. You hear more from me than they do.
We
That's
know
what
the
friends are
real
for, isn't
Ryan.
My grandma was asking 20 questions about you today.
Like?
Well, I wore my jean jacket over to her house, and I have that FBI pin that you gave me for Christmas, and my Illuminati Pepe, which I'll explain the Pepe in a second. But I had my FBI pin, and she was like, FBI? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what does that stand for? I'm like, you know what it stands for. And she was like, oh, well, let me see. So I walk over to her, and I just flip it open, and it's like a Simpsons rendition of naked Fox Mulder posing, all seductively. And she was like, who is that? I was like, that's Fox Mulder, except the Simpsons version. And she was like, oh, okay, where'd you get that? I was like, my friend in England sent that to me. And she was like, oh, is she very nice to you? Or something like that. And I was like, well, she's a he, so there's that. And she was like, oh, what's his name? I was like, Ryan. And she was like, what's his last name? I was like, Wyett. She's like, where's he
Giving
from?
her my whole biography.
She's like, where's he live? I was like, Leicester. And she was like, oh, is that near Leeds or whatever the f***? And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, does he always send you nice stuff like that? I'm like, yeah. She's like, is he single? I was like, no, he's engaged. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know if my grandma was trying to, like, marry you or, like, what was going on. She wasn't setting me up with you because, I'm married, so maybe she was looking for herself. I don't know.
She's keeping her options open.
Yeah. You have to when you get to be that age.
Yeah.
So, my Pepe pin.
Oh my god.
I think I misunderstood the ordering process on Wish for the Pepe pins because I only got one. I thought I was ordering all 4 because I thought it said if you want all 4, because like the thing, it had a drop down menu that says select size, and I thought it said to select the number of pins you want, pick the number 1 through 4. So I picked 4. Duh, because there's 4 pins, right?
Yeah.
So I did that. And the package got here, and it was 1 pin, and I was like, what the f*** is this? I'm just thinking about Ryan having to edit this show later on.
Yeah. It's fine.
But it's the Illuminati Pepe, which I'm not mad about. I wish I'd had the original one, but it's the Illuminati one. It's like he's like shaped like a pyramid. It's Pepe, and he's in the shape of a pyramid, and he's doing like the little sly little hand to his mouth, like curious, like Ryan is doing right now. Yeah, like. I'm not mad about it, but at the same time, I was, like, pretty disappointed. I'm like, where's my other 3 pins? But, whatever. So now I just have an Illuminati Pepe, so I guess I'm going to have to either get over it or buy the other 3 somehow. I don't know! Hold on, I gotta open my drink. Oh! There we go. So anyway...
No comment there. No comment.
What?
I'm better than that.
What? Go.
Your camera cut off from where you were opening with. It looked like you were using your thighs to crack open the bottle.
Was I not?
No, I'm sure.
No, but in all seriousness, they're twist tops, and my bottle was very, very wet, so I couldn't have done that with my hands. So I had to use my shorts. I didn't want to use my shirt because it's a new shirt. So anyway, so. So it's Ryan's turn this week. Ryan, what do you have?
Yeah.
Wait. Before we even get into all of this, you need to follow our podcast on Instagram or Twitter and or, just both, preferably. You can find us on Instagram at jarred.podcast and Twitter at jarredofficial, and our Facebook link will be in the description if you're watching from YouTube. If you're watching or listening on Spotify, I don't know what the to tell you, so
head to YouTube, find the link, go from there.
Yeah, it's a lengthy process, but it's worth it, I think. Today or tonight on our show, our cast is as follows on Instagram: at RyanTSP_, at Jess _Fox, at OMG Amber, at Digmore73. So go and follow all of us. We post some interesting stuff, except for Dougie, who doesn't post shit or all ever. Ryan, have fun editing that sentence.
Just a constant.
Yeah, pretty much. I might just leave
beep
it for the whole
beep
duration.
Ever. So now that I gave Ryan about 14 minutes worth of banter and reprieve, I think he's gonna take over from here and tell us a little something about a little something something.
Just a little something something.
I'm excited.
As we know from last week, I had 0 ideas of what I was potentially going to be doing until just after we recorded that I noted the date of what we were on, the 21st of September. What happened a year ago on the 21st of September?
We're on the 26th.
No, what? No, I know.
He's talking about last week.
Now, what about last week? After we were finished recording on the 19th, 2 days later, we had obviously September the 21st. You with me now? A year ago, on September 21st, we had the unsuccessful/successful raid on Area 51. So I was like, bam. There we go. That's going to be my conspiracy theory. I'm going to attempt to do Area 51. I am a little bit more prepared with my notes this week, but I'm still going to be an absolute sham with it because I don't like this. So basically, I'm going to be discussing the base itself. I'm not going to be discussing like extraterrestrials, like sightings that have been seen. I'm just going to be discussing the theories about the base, what people think it's for, when it was built, why it was built, blah 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 blah. Nothing else from that really. Otherwise, I could be going down a complete other wormhole, which I'm going to need way more than an hour time slot to fill. And I feel like I shouldn't be doing the aliens. I reckon Jess would probably be better doing some form of alien conspiracy theory at a later date if we choose to do so. Like, way outnumbered there. So, I guess I'll go straight into it. So, on November the 26th, 1954, there was a man named Alan Dulles, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, from Amber's, what was it, the theory of birds?
The birds. Okay, so when you sent me that photo earlier, I got hella excited when I read the name. I pronounced it Duels, but it's just it's Dulles. But yeah, I did mention him in my bird conspiracy episode. I just like where this is all going. It makes me feel like maybe my conspiracy theory back then wasn't too far off, but
not too far off. No.
Go off, sis. I'm ready.
Well, Alan Dulles is the director of the CIA. Well, obviously, yeah, director of the CIA. He entrusted his assistant, Richard Bissell, I think I got that right as well, to run a, quote, very secret program codenamed Aquatone. Codename has no connection to what the actual program was, which I guess is the kind of a clue to a codename to kind of throw people off. I don't know. Anyway, so this was the beginning of the Cold War, and Aquatone's mission was to build a high-altitude aircraft to fly above the Soviet Union undetected. The plane needed to fly higher than any other aircraft before its time, and was to be built in complete secrecy. And this aircraft was named, and best name ever, the U-2. And every time I just think of any U-2 song, good old Bono. I want him to be at the pilot seat of this, like I really do. Once the plane was built, they needed obviously a place to test said aircraft. And on April the 12th, 1955, Richard Bissell, along with an Air Force officer, Colonel Osmond Ritland, I think I got that right, Clarence Kelly Johnson from Lockheed's Skunk Works, and Lockheed's test pilot, Tony Lever, they scouted areas and options in the American West, honing in on a Nevada salt flat called Groom Lake, aka Area 51.
Oh.
But the U-2 isn't obviously the only top secret aircraft that's there. That's what's captured anybody and everybody's imaginations, theories, everything. So then it all boils down from there. It's been dogged with theories, obviously world-renowned extraterrestrial phenomenon for years. One theory being that the base had been built at the site of the base of a crash site to analyse the spaceships in order to reverse engineer alien technology to develop a better man-made aircraft. Perhaps the most famous component to this theory is a man claiming that his job was to do exactly that. Which I had no idea about any of this until I dug into it. So I was researching this about the same time actually as now, 1 a.m. for me. In similar light into this of what I am right now, researching, digging into all of this, I freak myself out every now and again going like this.
Waiting for the SWAT team to come through.
Pretty much. For those who can't see me right there, I'm looking behind me like, just looking into a dark corner of the room like, shit.
Let me ask you though, okay, so
yeah.
In terms of researching this particular subject. So, did you find that you had difficulties or like trouble in researching this particular subject?
I did and I didn't. It was a tricky one. I mean, I'll go through my sources now, basically. There were BuzzFeed, Wikipedia, there was a few documentaries that I came across as well. I can't remember them. I didn't actually write the names down of them, unfortunately, so if I go back and find them, I'll pop them in the description. It was difficult to find a lot of other things. So, like, what I've got here, like, I've got questions adding on to my own notes, but I couldn't find the answers for them later on in other search engines as well. So I didn't in a way. Like, I'm happy with what I got, but I want to know more.
Right.
I only ask because, like, with my Diana episode, it was, I think I mentioned on the episode, it was so hard to find, like, actual, factual, not even trying to rhyme there, information about what happened because, I mean, it's shrouded in secrecy, and it's like a government thing. So, just thought I'd ask.
Most of my notes here will be from, like I just left there, will be from the man who claimed who have worked at Area 51. Most of my theories come from him, and then obviously the rest come from obviously public hysteria, I guess you could say, more than anything. Anyway, in May of 1989, Clarence Kelly Johnson asked a reporter George Knapp to interview the man about his position at Area 51. The man in question wanted to keep his face hidden from camera and went by the name of Dennis. All the names, I love the name. Just Dennis. Plain old Dennis. He revealed he briefly worked at S4, which was an outpost facility near Area 51. So not in Area 51, but just near it. So that's where I was a bit like, well, how could he claim to have seen... Anyway, I'll get onto it, but how he could have claimed to have seen some of the things he did when he wasn't actually in the base. Anyway, George Knapp asked the man exactly what's going on up there. This is transcript. These are quotes, by the way. Dennis replied with, well, there's several. Actually, 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origins, and they're being test flown and basically just being analysed. So he's very... What struck me about that was he was like so blasé to it, like almost like he'd seen so much of it that it was just like, yeah, that's there, like you can go check it out. Well, not go check it out, but like, yeah, like I see this every day now. That's what struck me with how calm he was about it. When asked if these flying saucers could have been made by the government, he simply replied with, totally impossible. The propulsion system is a gravity-defying propulsion system. The power source is an antimatter reactor. This technology does not exist at all. So again, like, okay, either this guy's on one or it's all legit. Dennis was later identified as a Robert Bob Lazar, whose position was actually recommended by a senior staff physicist, Dr. Edward Teller, also a physicist who is the same man who co-invented the thermonuclear bomb. So this man knows what he's doing. Like, Dr. Edward Teller recommending this
smart.
physicist. Yeah, these people know, they know what they're doing. Like, they know what to analyze. So do with that evidence what you will. During a TV interview, Bob revealed the type of technology he said he had seen, revealed technology he had seen, as well as sketches as to what the supposed flying saucers looked like, and he even gave the craft that he worked on a nickname, the sports model. I can't imagine naming a flying saucer the sports model. That
you'd want to name it something way cooler.
Yeah, you want to give it some... I mean, the evidence he's already given is, like, really strong. And it's like, well, that can be really quite compelling. And then he's like, yeah, it's the sports model. Like, No, now you've just weakened it. Just imagine the car salesman slapping the hood. You want the sports model right here, baby. Like,
We've got the family sedan over there, but you want the sports model.
I got the convertible just coming in tomorrow. It's ready. You know. Bob also later revealed that he felt motivated to reveal his identity to ensure his safety. And quote, "Insurance is the true motivation behind this. Back in his first interview, he explained that he'd been faced from the government. I've been threatened with being charged with espionage. I've had my life threatened by them, my wife's life threatened by them, and I mean, I don't know where else you can go from there." So again, you know, so 1 minute he's like bringing really strong stuff forward, and then weaker stuff, and then throwing back it in with the really strong compelling stuff. In a 2018 documentary, Lazar was asked, would you take it all back and just be Bob, the jet car guy, and never have done this if you can? Are you glad you've had this experience? And Lazar replied back with, yeah, that's hard to say, I don't know. I think I'd lean more towards not. At this point in my life, I'd probably lean towards not saying anything. So again, this guy, I've seen some stuff that's got him like, yeah, I'm just not going to say anything at all. Which, to be fair, if you're under watch from the government in that situation, probably best you don't say anything at all.
Right.
Lazar also came out and said in the late 1980s, the US government had, and a big bold on the had, recovered alien spacecraft. In fact, several of them. And the technology in the Nevada desert that they were keeping quiet on was being analysed. That's a fact. And he emphasises on that it was a fact. But then you've also got to look at it like, well, is it a fact? Or if you forget at the beginning of all of this, were these all just sightings and potential accidents from the U-2 aircraft that was being built? The high altitude aircraft to spy on the Soviet Union way back in 1955. This is where that balance plays out between everybody. It's like some people are like, well, yeah, it's clearly UFOs. There's no documentation. There's no nothing. There's no, government haven't come forward and said anything. But then again, it's like, yeah, but they have built this aircraft that's there. That's why it's being tested there. So, yeah, kind of 50-50 on that one, really. But then again, the CIA report from 2013, I don't know what the hell took them so long, states the U-2 was responsible for multiple UFO sightings around Area 51. And which isn't surprising because the sightings skyrocketed around the time of the test flights. However, Bob Lazar claims it wasn't just the craft he saw, but the crew as well. This man claiming he's seen little grey men.
No.
Grey?
Little grey men. Not little green men.
Yeah, the greys.
He reckons they little grey men.
No.
Okay, I mean, at first I was like, gray, I don't know, but, like, then you think about, like, the LMAO memes, and it's like, they're always gray.
Yeah, no, the greys
Yeah.
are your standard alien, I suppose you could say. I did mention the greys when I did my reptilian one.
Yeah,
That
yeah, you did.
Some believe that the greys are trying to stop the reptilians from taking over the Earth. They're fighting against each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the greys are your standard alien that we see in everything.
Yeah.
Off
The big head,
topic.
big eyes.
Amber, what is happening in your background? Is there an animal in your room with you?
Okay, yeah. Before
There's a little alien in the back.
I saw this little head like in the back of the room, just like it looked like he was like licking like his leg or something, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, no, that's my son Weldon. No, just kidding. No, that's that would be my cat Sheldon. Before we started recording, he was making like this wailing noise outside of the door, and I knew that he would shut up if I just let him in here. He just likes to come in here and hang out, and he's chilling on the floor, attempting to bathe himself, but
Okay.
to be quite honest, he's
I thought I was seeing things at first. I'm like, what is next to Amber's shoulder right
there
now?
There he goes.
There he is.
That's a big boy. Oh God, guys, we need to somehow figure out how to like come together and do like a in-person show so we can bring our animals and like
Definitely.
Anyway.
We're bringing our pets.
Yes.
Where
Okay,
was I?
anyway.
What was it? In March 1989, Bob, the guy who worked at S4, claimed to have been walking down one of the hallways in the outpost when he, in quotes, glanced sideways through a small 9x9 inch window which was on an unmarked room and saw a small grey alien with a large head standing between two men wearing white lab coats. Upon trying to get... Yeah? Or I'll carry on. Upon trying to get a better look, he was pushed back by a guard and told to keep his eyes forward and down. I don't know how you can keep them forward and down, like it's one or the other.
Forward, down.
And then apparently the aliens around Area 51 were referred to as the kids, quote unquote.
That's how I refer to my dogs, but I feel like that's different.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I suppose because of the size of them.
yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't say exactly how small they were. But obviously, if you're calling the kids, I can imagine them really small. I just can imagine walking in the beds. Has somebody checked on the kids this morning? I don't know if they're all right.
If they're small, I feel like the government. I don't know why I have this like belief, but I feel like the government is abusing them if they're small. And I'm just like, oh my God, if the government is abusing aliens as like test subjects and all of this shit, we are in for a reckoning from the aliens. Like, they are going to us up.
The American people as a whole, we've got this whole like little dick complex. So I mean, absolutely, the government also has a little dick complex. So yeah, we would probably push around some alien, just like get in line.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to feel like this Bob guy is a little unhinged. I mean, I'm not saying that like aliens don't exist, but Bob kind of feels a little sketchy to me.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm about to go with on next, you know how I was mentioning before, 1 minute he's bringing a strong piece and a weak piece and another strong piece. This next bit is the weakest of the lot, and when I was doing my research, this is what tipped the scale for me in thinking Bob was, like you say, just unhinged. Some other claims came forward from Bob, saying that the technology that was being analysed later became available on the market from the government, from obviously all the alien tech. One piece being a hand scanner which granted access into the S4 outpost in Area 51. Now, when you look at the timescale of this is why it's the weaker piece. We landed on the moon 20 years before that. I'm not buying it. Like, if we've got the technology to send people to the moon 20 years before this guy comes out and claims that there is a hand scanner that can gain him access into the base, no. Like, we had bigger things way before then, dude. Like, it's always been a thing. Retina scanners, hand scanners, fingerprint scanners, they were already kind of a thing. It wasn't... When you come forward and said that, it's like, really? That came from alien technology? Nah. So that's what tipped the scale for me. Like, yeah, I'm taking what you say with a pinch of salt at this stage.
I'd agree.
He kind of reminds me of that guy from my episode I don't remember what his name was, the guy that said he had this information, and then he went back and said, no, that's not what I meant, or I misremembered. Like, I'm getting a lot of the same vibes. Like, I don't know if it's like,
yeah,
these guys are like letting out more than they realize that they're supposed to,
and then they're trying,
and then people are like, you shouldn't have said that,
and then they just try to
so they try and backtrack it. Yeah. I
don't know.
Or then say something so far-fetched that it's definitely not believable, and everyone's like, oh, just forget everything he's saying. You're like, it's all BS.
Alright, what else you got? Hit me.
Alright, the most intriguing part from all of this is how the spacecraft actually worked / flew. Bob claims he was given a demonstration on how it worked so it could be analysed. So they could try and duplicate the element that it was using, which is element 115, which didn't exist on the periodic table at the time. The element 115 was the craft's fuel, as it could produce its own gravity. Element 115 has since been created, created by Russian scientists in the early 2000s, and then it was confirmed in 2013 when a Swedish chemist, haven't got the name, replicated the element in Germany, which is now called Moscovium. Yeah, Moscovium. It's extremely heavy and highly unstable. The only problem is laboratories they've been able to reproduce it, but only for about a second or less than that at a time.
So they haven't got it quite right.
They haven't got it quite right, but they've made it enough of it for a second or less than a time for it to therefore be classed as an element. How they've been able to analyse that element 115 can produce its own gravity, therefore to fly the saucers, I don't know. And this was what I wanted to find more about, but this I struggled with. I couldn't get more on this. So if somebody else out there can find more on it, please let me know, because I want to know. I got this far along, I couldn't find anything else. What else have I got from that? That was pretty much the last wackiest bit I got. After that, it's just... So even though Area 51 was picked out in 1955, it wasn't officially acknowledged until August 2013, somehow. With nothing but a chain link fence surrounding it, a military sign saying "Do not enter," along with military patrols. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but have you seen that one video of the two bikers trying to enter down a dirt road?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't.
They pass like a military truck, or a military car comes by, or a police car of some sort, and they're like, "Oh, dude, it's like that's one of the." Anyway, so they try and keep going. Next thing you know, the cops like catch up with them, start questioning them, and tell them that they've got to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, they bully them the out of that area.
Yeah, big time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the way they're being.
I guess like. Area 51 pisses me off.
And that's it. I mean, that's all I got. After that, I've just got one final quote from Bob, saying that not his final words, but his last words of advice for the younger generation is to, quote, "Just pay attention, just pay attention."
I guess what I don't get is that it was earlier this year or sometime last year when the military, they basically publicly confirmed the existence of like otherworldly life or like UFOs or extraterrestrials. And there was this whole thing going around Facebook where it's like 2020 is so wild that the government confirmed that aliens exist and no one gave a shit or something like that. Yeah. But they confirmed the existence of it, but Area 51 is still like a situation, I'm trying to say like less, I'm trying so hard, but it's still a situation where they won't just tell people what's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be petulant here, but I don't really feel like it's fair for them to confirm that extraterrestrials are a thing and
then
to still be so secretive about Area 51.
Yeah.
Because they don't
one
want
day,
you to know
hopefully
exactly what they've been doing in there with the aliens.
I mean, the only situation that I could see as being acceptable, and I put that in air quotes for everyone, is if they are doing like not great things to these aliens. If they have aliens, they're not, maybe they're test subjects or something along those lines. If everything that's being run there is humane and legal, I don't understand why it cannot be revealed to the public.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess
track record.
I guess
it won't be legitimate.
Yeah. I guess in some way, I mean, you can look at it from the scales. Maybe they're trying to create one hysteria, again in quotes, to distract from the actual hysteria going on inside. Like,
I
guess you can look at it that way, but
there's like, I know you guys have probably seen it. I don't know if you have or not, but ever since this whole elite pedophile thing came out, there's been this stuff or these posts on Facebook, #SaveOurChildren. Oh my God, Facebook is deleting posts with the #SaveOurChildren and yada yada yada, whatever. And there's this post going around that's like, what if Area 51 isn't about hiding aliens, it's about hiding the pedophiles, #SaveOurChildren. I'm like, okay, first of all, don't disrespect Area 51 like that.
yeah.
Because Area 51 is obviously about aliens. It is not about pedophiles, okay?
Yeah. No.
I take deep offense to that. But it's one of those things, and I've mentioned it at least twice in this current series, where I love mysteries, but I also hate mysteries. So if I die, the best thing that can happen to me, the number one thing I want to know about is Area 51. If I just get, the great creator in the afterlife or whoever is like, what is one mystery you've always wanted the answer to? Number one would be Area 51. I mean, like, it pisses me off.
It's just how they've been able to keep everything so secret for so goddamn long, and think they can just buy everybody off with just like, yeah, no, it was just a space, just one of our aircraft we were testing. Yeah, like, no, shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
just tell it,
there
like,
is
duh.
There is so many people that don't believe the BS, and
yeah.
So it's.
It's
I
like,
I fully believe in aliens, so it's.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well,
big time.
Well, I mean, it's like, at this point, if you don't, you're kind of dumb. I mean, like, no offense to anyone who's listening, but it's been, at least with America, it's been, like, federally confirmed that they exist. I mean, it was sometime earlier this year. I mean, they acknowledged it. They were like, yeah, that's a thing. I mean, you can't just say, yeah, UFOs exist, because that's not the same thing. UFOs are just, the acronym is unidentified flying objects. I mean, if I throw a slice of pizza in the air and no one's expecting it and they don't know what it is, of course it's a UFO, an unidentified flying object. Anything is an unidentified flying object if you don't know what it is. So,
okay, but
yeah,
but
America was like, yeah,
on the real,
that's a thing.
On the real, don't be throwing peas like that, though.
No.
Girl, you know I wouldn't do that. I'm not reckless. Come on.
Not unless one of us is on the other end with our mouth open going, yeah.
For real.
My jimmies are so rustled right now. The concept of aliens to me just pisses me off. And not because of aliens themselves. Aliens, I love you, I worship you, I adore you, you are my everything. But just the secrecy of governments about aliens makes me so mad. Like, just be upfront with us about it.
Because they don't want people to freak out.
But going off of that, I'm glad you said that, Dougie. I feel, especially in today's age, first of all, 2020 would be the perfect year to announce it.
Yes.
Because literally, we wouldn't be taken by surprise. You imagine, January the 1st, you wake up hungover as from New Year's Eve, ready to start the new year. Government announces, yeah, aliens are real. Ah, here we go again. But not only that, I feel if they did just come out and said, yeah, we've got aliens, they're real, they've been here for years, they're here, I feel like it would be huge on the news, it'd be tweeted non-stop for like 6 to 12 hours or whatever, and then people would get on with their life.
It would honestly, I'm with you on this. It would just be another facet of 2020. Like, I just don't think that there is anything that could surprise anyone at this point.
No, just add it to the mix. Everyone's just gonna be like, yeah, all right, join the pile, aliens. Come on, yeah, in you come. It's.
And I mean, and I feel like I would feel the same way. The only reason why I would be scared or even worried is because I mean, there would be those. I mean, think about Trump for a second.
I don't want to.
I know. But imagine just how fearful and how scared he is of just brown people crossing a border, just an imaginary line of nothing. Like,
he would fearmonger the shit out of it.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Like, and that's probably a reason why no one is saying anything, because it's not just him that it'd be scaring in that manner. Think of the influence that he has on other people, and other people who have that same like-mindedness. You're freaking them the out too. And I don't need a whole bunch of rednecks in North Carolina just shooting their guns up into the sky at random.
I mean, yeah, I guess, I mean...
And I can say that because I live in North Carolina, and I know how we be. Not me, but I feel like collective general.
I feel like the confirmation of their existence was the government just being like kind of opportunistic about it. It's like they see how 2020 is going, and they're like, we can totally drop this little bomb of information and it'll totally slide by. Like, they are not, like, everything is just coming in waves at this point this year. Like, we can just drop this in. They are just going to be like, oh, that's cool. And boom, like, on to the next thing.
It's like, hey, real quick, is everyone still talking about Carol Baskin? Okay, let me tell you some shit.
Okay, don't get me started on that. Dancing with the Stars. You, Carol Baskin. Okay. Anyway, did you guys hear about that? You British and Australians, did you hear about that?
I heard that
she's on Dancing with the Stars now.
I did hear about that, yeah.
I didn't read that bit. No.
Oh what? Yeah, she's on Dancing with the Stars now.
She's so far she's danced to "Eye of the Tiger" and
I didn't know that part.
What was the most recent one? Did you see the most recent one?
No, I didn't even know about the Eye of the Tiger.
Oh God, it was the Pussycat song. It was
Don't say buttons.
Oh God.
Don't you?
Huh? No, not Pussycat Dolls. It was the old song. It was
What's New, Pussycat?
Yes, that one.
Pussycat. Whoa.
I'm pretty sure that was the one. It was something with a Pussycat lyric. I think it was that one. Yeah. Anyway, that's totally off topic. Carol Baskin. Anyway, so God, Area 51 pisses me off so bad. It's like, just tell us. I'm so sorry. Like, okay, so as you listeners have probably noticed, if you're listening on YouTube, in the past couple of weeks, Ryan has been censoring the out of us. There's some more censoring for you, Ryan.
Thank you.
It's just funnier with bleeps.
It is funnier, but it does cause me more. Like when I'm doing it, right, I'll be listening, and I'll be doing some other stuff at the same time whilst I'm listening, because I listen through it at the same time. And then I hear an F-bomb drop or whatever, and I'm like, okay, pause. get the censor bar, cut out whoever's audio it is, replace it over the top. I replay it, and I immediately start to carry on doing something else. I'm like, oh, there's another one. And then just straight after, there's like one. I'm like, okay, oh, there's another. And then I'm sat here going, like constantly trying to fix it.
And there's another big section you're going to have to...
There's another one.
The thought of Area 51 just provokes a lot of vulgarity from me. But I would also like to say that I have been texting my husband, Charles, for the last 20 minutes to come subtly drop me another straw burrito. And he has yet to do so or read my messages. So I'm getting a little frustrated. I am texting him, I am Facebook messaging him, and he's in the other room. I don't know what the he's doing. Sorry again, Ryan. But thinking about Area 51 makes me want to drink. Honestly.
You want?
I got my.
You want some? You want some?
Trusty
Here.
water.
Yeah,
Here.
I got my water.
Here, take a sip, Jess. Here you go.
Anyway, you guys discuss, because apparently I have to get these on my own. So.
Wait, you're just getting up and go. She's just getting up. She's just getting up. And
That's
she's
my.
just.
You know what? That's my girl.
Yep.
That's my Jess. She don't depend on nobody. She's got this herself. She's been that way since the day I met her. That's the baddest. Sorry,
That's why she called
Ryan.
herself the bad. No, she calls herself the baddest alive. She called me Sir Bones a lot. It's on my it's on my shirt. You know.
Well,
It's-
I mean, but you do be bony though.
I do be.
And not in a good way.
No. That's the ironic thing. She called me Sir Bones like, without realising the two meanings of it. She meant in the sense that I'm skinny, but didn't realise of how it actually sounded.
Or did
So now saying I do
Just
be kind of
kidding. Just kidding.
Now
Oh,
saying
hey.
I do be kind of bony is like, oh dear.
I'm pretty sure mine says Mr. Steal Your Girl. It's like, that's never happened in my life.
Oh,
Oh man. Oh dear me. Oh, but yeah, Area 51. It's just
Yeah.
it broke. I mean, learning all of that and researching all of that it broke my mind. Like, oh my god! And it does tip the scale with some of the stuff he said, but I still genuinely believe that there are aliens in Area 51 of some sort. Because again, branching off into it, we cannot be the only thing in the universe. We
Oh,
just
hell
simply
no.
cannot.
Oh no, and
It's too big.
I don't believe that.
Way
Yeah,
too big for
no.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't believe that for a second. Like I truly. I mean, like when I'm. The idea of us being the only things, I don't believe that for a second. I think that we're just a small grain of sand in a much, much, much bigger.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
We are absolutely not the most intelligent life
Oh,
in the
hell no.
universe. Have you met Ryan?
God, no. I love
there
her.
it is.
I love her.
And there it is. She goes away for what, 5 minutes. This moment her ass touches that seat, she's like, yeah, Ryan, you dumb. But no, I mean, what did scientists come out and say? There was, I don't know the number, but the amount of Earth-like planets that can sustain life the same distance away from their sun, like ours, water, the right level of oxygen, a whole lot. And sorry, I can't focus. 'cause
I
Jess
can't
is holding
either. I
Sadie
can't
right
either.
now.
I didn't hear a word you said. I was looking at Sadie.
Oh, so cute. But yeah, no, we just can't. So,
Absolutely not.
and the fact that, I mean, whether it be before our time that they showed, or probably even years after we've showed it, they're still going to be there. If they showed it years before, that's why they're there. That's why they're in Area 51. I'm convinced I've seen multiple, like, not physical little grey men, but some sort of UFO
Okay.
that doesn't look
Yeah.
like a plane or a chopper. It
Same.
happened.
But I mean, weren't we talking a little bit some time ago about the Netflix Unsolved Mysteries series and
Yes.
that one
Yes.
episode?
Yes.
I mean,
That was wild.
it was, and
It was
I'm not gonna
wacky.
doubt all those people sharing the same exact experience and
Yeah.
not
at
think
the
that-
same time.
yeah, and not think that it holds some type of merit. Like
Yeah,
something
and-
happened to those people for sure.
Yeah, and the fact that some of them didn't know each other until after, where they all come together and
Yes.
talk about it as well. It's like, well,
Yes.
how can they experience the same hysteria? And yeah, and then the government's just like, nah, you're just on it.
What
Like,
got me
no.
was like, even though it was not, I don't know how big or small of a town it was, but the police reports about that night were so minimal. There was nothing about what those people
Yeah.
were talking about. And how many people
Yeah.
were there? There were like half a dozen people,
Yeah.
their ages, they ranged from small children to,
To
I guess,
Adults.
elderly
40s.
grandparents. Well, wasn't there a grandparent in there as well,
There,
or a nanny?
I don't know if the grandma was alive for the interview, but the grandma was said to have been. There was one story where it was the guy and his sister and his mom and his grandma, and
Yeah.
then
Right,
like
that's
there
it,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
whole alien deal, and when they came back to, his mom was in the passenger seat, his grandma
Oh
was in the
yeah,
driver's
they-
seat.
yeah, and the car had been like
But-
moved to the side of the road or something. Yeah,
Yeah, but the grandma, she wasn't interviewed. The mom was, but it was just this wide range of people in terms of ages, and they all had the same experience that same night in that same area. It was like I said, at least half a dozen people. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really upset if the American government is abusing aliens as like test subjects, because based on just that episode of Unsolved Mysteries alone, like they're not intending to harm anyone, because no one in that episode was harmed.
no.
Everyone involved in that night, no one was
E-
harmed.
Even those who have claimed to have come out and have been abducted, they've come back and said they didn't
Yeah.
hurt me.
And they
Like,
didn't
they
remember
didn't
any
hurt.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
but
So-
it's like when scientists find a new creature, what's the first thing they do?
They abuse it.
Kill it, bisect it, whatever, bloody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cut it open
Yeah.
and discover how it works. Find out
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
makes
I just-
it tick.
I don't-
So it does not surprise
just
me
don't
that they would do that.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so Area 51 is like, it's a huge, God, I'm trying to say like less. So it's a huge thing, obviously, in America, because Area 51 is located in the Southwest, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, somewhere along those lines. I don't know exactly where. So with you guys in the UK and Australia, where do your governments respectively stand on the concept of extraterrestrials?
If I know, really.
Is there anything in your countries that makes it seem like your governments are concealing extraterrestrial knowledge?
Stonehenge.
Okay, that's a little
Been there,
less.
done that.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear more
same
of
here.
Area 51 than anything else.
Yeah.
So we're just
I
the
don't
central
think-
state, like we're just the central station for.
We're the hub.
Yeah, cool.
I don't think.
Cool.
I don't think the British government has.
Because
I'm
America
sure there's
has such a
documentation on-
stellar reputation and everything, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
and
they
you've
have
got
to
much
check
bigger
you guys
land.
out.
Yeah. But what I did, whilst digging through some of this, obviously I went on a bit of a YouTube roll and I was looking at videos from NASA and satellite videos and everything of space and how you can view them, whatever. And there was a few. What always gets me about them is the fact that whenever on the feed, something just comes up, like, can go in one direction, then just suddenly split off in the other one. Like, when that happens, and then the feed cuts, it's like, okay, why is NASA doing that? Like, someone's on it, someone's watching that screen going, crap, cut, quick, something's there. Like, hang on a minute, so why would they be so afraid of us discovering that there is something? What's the big deal? And then also, there was, during that as well, I think, during the same one I was watching, actually, it was over Perth, in good old Australia, the good old down under. At the same time, there was an object that was just floating in one direction, and all of a sudden there was this flash coming from the bottom side of the screen. With that, the object in question darted off in the exact opposite direction, and then about a second or so later, what could only be described as some sort of light beam, or what people are calling a missile of sorts, came up through the Earth's atmosphere where it was positioned to then go past it. So, do with that as you will, I guess. But for me, that adds more to the fact that there's some... Jess, you're a huge distraction to the class
sorry.
I know what you're talking about with those live feeds, Ryan. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, live feed from the space station. And, you got this camera just looking at the Earth and surrounding space.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you catch a glimpse of something moving, and the feed
just
stops. And it's like, hang on, this is a live feed. Why is it suddenly cut?
Why is it suddenly just...
Right at that particular time. And it's
that very
happened more than once.
Yeah. Too many times to just say, do you want to put in an input here?
Yeah, we had a technical failure.
Yeah,
Sadie's just looking, going,
so,
why am I here? What is going on?
Because when I had to go out and get my own drink, she was following me like, Mother, please.
Why Sadie
Can I
British?
come with you? Okay, as if Sadie doesn't look like a little British mutt dog from the streets of London in 19...
No, she do be kind of looking. Yeah. Well, if anybody else got any more notes to add on to that, I mean, we could go on a mass tangent all about sightings and our own theories, and I think we need to do like our own bonus episode to cover that. Like,
that could be arranged for sure.
It could be definitely just roll it.
You
want to
hear me ranting about aliens? I'll be more than happy to go on.
Well, I'd say if you guys want to hear that,
hours.
if you listeners want to listen to that, then hit us up, let us know. We'll sort it out. I mean, to be fair, we might do it just for ourselves anyway.
We're cooking up ideas for bonus in between season episodes. Give us that, content juice that you want us to give.
That would be like fun, though.
Yeah, it would.
It would. It would be.
I know we've been talking about like bonus episodes, and I didn't we did one after season 1, but it never aired.
It never aired. No.
Why didn't we air that one?
It was the Christmas. We were doing our Christmas presents, weren't we? We were unwrapping each other's and whatever. There were technical issues on both areas. The audio wasn't set up the best in certain places. Like for instance, my mic was in the wrong position, and
I think because we were doing the video feed as well, and it was just really messing everything up. It didn't go right. So that's why that one wasn't done. I still have that. Audio, that clip and whatever. Oh my god, Jess. But yeah, we definitely want to start doing more bonus stuff. Just for a visual for our listeners, Jess is sitting there holding Sadie in her lap like a little baby.
It's because she is a little baby.
I am holding Sadie
rocking
like
back
a
and
newborn
forth.
and rocking her.
If she falls asleep, I swear
she fucking
to God.
will. She absolutely will.
She's about to.
Well, I tell you what. Why don't we wrap this out before she starts falling asleep? Because then you can't get to your notes for the closing out.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the bonus episode, would it hurt to do a weekly bonus episode while we are on hiatus? Or is
No, it
that
wouldn't
the
hurt
same
at all.
as a season?
Yeah, I don't think that.
I feel like just like some uncut, like raw, like just loose bonus
Yeah.
footage could be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
More of an impact, definitely.
So
Something we should be doing.
we'll mull that over. So I'll go ahead and close this out. And that doesn't apply to this episode. In terms of podcast hosting, you can find us on Anchor, Podbean, and Podchaser, which you can rate, review, and whatever our episodes.
Download.
In more, I guess, in a more official capacity, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. If you would prefer to listen while your children are present, then YouTube is probably the way to go because that one is the one that's going to be censored.
Yeah.
So, let's see what else. Jard is sponsored by 5 The Gamer. For all your gaming headset needs, head on over to 5thegamer.com. Well, I meant to change this text in my whatever
To
for all of your
multifunctional headsets.
multifunctional headset needs. Head over to 5thegamer.com. We've got our own special discount code. You can apply JARD20. That's JARR.
Emphasis on the A there, Jess.
20 during checkout, and you will receive 10% off your order, and all discount proceeds do go directly to the podcast, which helps us, which in turn helps you, the listener. So go spend your money, please. We are also partnered with xtiffy.com, so for all of your
Grand Theft Auto.
cut this. So, for all of your Grand Theft Auto outfit component needs, you can go to xtiffy.com. She's got some very cool outfit components for our GTA listeners. And so, go over there, see what she's got for you. Next week, we have
Dougie.
Dougie on the cutting board again, I believe.
Yep.
Is that right? Is that everyone's pointing in different directions? We're on Discord video chat, and
Well-
like everyone is pointing
None of
different
us have
directions.
no
On
idea
my-
where we are.
On my screen, Ryan was right. Amber was pointing to the side of the screen.
No,
Yeah.
I'm on your other side, Amber.
No, you're right here. You're right there. You're right there.
Well, for me,
So-
Amber's there, Ryan's there, and Jesse's there.
Nope.
You got me right. Amber and Jess it that way for me.
yeah, everyone's
Anyway.
pointing in different directions, so I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. So, well, I guess Dougie's next.
Yep.
So, we'll see you guys next week. You guys have an awesome week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Good one.
Bye.
Bye.